Hi, this is the Group A project presentation for week 11, and this week we were asked to develop a blogging policy for an architectural firm that could be used by the employees who work there to kind of prevent things from going amiss and causing problems for the employees. We came up with some basic do's and don'ts, mostly when talking about work on social media. You generally want to talk about positive personal experiences. That's because companies enjoy having themselves represented positively and not shown any dirty laundry aired or anything like that. They do want you to talk about successes on projects, and they do want you to make some suggestions, but you want to be very careful when you make said suggestions. You want to do it in a way that doesn't reflect negatively on yourself or on the company. Now, some of the things you don't want to do is you do not want to release confidential information. Anything that could be protected by a non-disclosure agreement or copyrighted, and definitely do not release business plans and or models if you are working in an architectural firm that is copyrighted material. And it may cause some issues for your both your competition may like it, and also it may upset your consumers if you release their plans. Never speak negatively about any of your employees on social media, your coworkers or anything like that. That does tend to put you in a negative light, and it can put the company in a negative light as well. And finally, don't dwell on failures. Instead, kind of state ways that it can be improved. And we're going to go over some of the ways that you can do all those things. First of all, an employee should always make sure that they are familiar with their company's policy on blogging. Some companies have very restrictive policies, others don't. Some probably don't have any, just because they don't realize how intertwined everything is nowadays. But some companies do require a disclaimer for blog posts. I know that Walt Disney World does. And basically it's saying that what you want to say is the views expressed on your blog are yours and are not representative of the company that you are working for. That can kind of help separate things legally. And again, some companies may require it. Finally, some companies may reserve the right to require approval of posts and to remove posts. And that's, again, you definitely want to know what you are getting into before you sign up with a company, because if they do have this policy and you are not comfortable with it, you probably don't want to be working there for very long. So just make sure that you are familiar with your guidelines and that you won't run into any legal issues while posting things. When talking about your personal experiences with the company, try to keep it positive. Again, consumers can see what you're posting. That might be a way that they try to find out what's really going on in the inner workings of your company. So just keep it positive, and it'll really reflect well on you, and it will reflect well on your company. And it also can help others realize how being positive in the workplace can help them as well. Do you talk about your successes on the project? This kind of goes back to being positive. Just it leads to increased morale in the parties involved in the project, and people generally work better when they get along better. And don't disclose anything that could get you in trouble. Basically, if you are talking about the project, say something along the lines of "had a good day working on this," or just working today. Don't say a company's or the project's name or give any specific details about the project. That might get you in some trouble with your company. When suggesting how to improve the firm, you want to be constructive in your criticism. You don't want to, be really harsh or negative. That tends to put people on the defensive and it can upset them. So just make suggestions that say, hey, I think we could do this better, or this could probably be redone this way. And people will listen to you that way. And a lot of employees or employers do actually listen to their employees when doing that, and if they do it in a positive, constructive way, they will listen to them. And just like I said, never be negative when trying to make a suggestion. It does tend to put companies and people on the defensive, so just don't do it. Now, a company may make you sign an NDA, or they may expose you to copyrighted materials. Don't release that on the internet. that will get you in trouble. In fact, most companies, if not all, do have some form of protected information, and there will be legal repercussions if you do break that or violate that policy. And just when talking about your coworkers, keep it positive. Do unto others as they would do unto you. So don't gossip, don't slander, and don't use demeaning words. We've seen many times people have been fired for things they have posted on the internet talking about specific people or specific groups. So just refrain from that. It's probably better for everyone all around if we don't do that. Now, one of the most important things to remember when blogging, or just it's a good policy for life, is don't dwell on failures. Matthew Bay of American Express says, in one sense, there really is no failure in the natural learning cycle. And that's true. You may make a mistake, but you can actually go back and look at that mistake and realize, you know what, if we look at it constructively, we made a mistake here and we can improve that, and we won't have that pressure point or that pain point again, and it actually does make things better. There's chances to succeed or to learn in both success and failure. So just state that, and again, you can use that to help improve your company. And finally, we have a graphic here that shows how intertwined business blogging is, and it is used to market a business. It can help bring exposure to a company and also allow consumers the ability to find information about that company. So remember, even if you're doing it on your own personal time, you are a representative of your company, and you might, somebody might wander on and see what you're doing and kind of use that to see how your company really works. So you always want to show your company in a positive light. You want to show your coworkers in a positive light, and you definitely don't want to do anything that will get you in trouble. So just be careful out there. These are our sources, and that's our presentation. We thank you for watching and hope you learned a lot. Thank you.